On the evening of Maundy Thursday, Juan and Alfonso were at their parents' home, Villa Giralda in Portugal. The whole Spanish royal family had come together to celebrate Holy Thursday. On that same evening, Alfonso Carlos would allegedly be killed by his own brother, King Juan Carlos of Spain. Welcome to this video, and today we will tell you about the crazy killing of Infante Alfonso. Born in Rome on the 5th of January 1938, Juan Carlos Alfonso spent his early years in Italy and came to Spain with his younger brother Infante Alfonso in 1947. In 1950, he and his brother were sent to study in Spain. At first, they lived in San Sebastián, where a private school had been established in the Miramar Palace. In June 1954, they were received by General Franco at the Pardo Palace. In 1955, Juan and Alfonso attended the military academy in Zaragoza. According to his sister Pilar, Juan had difficulty in his studies because of dyslexia. Alfonso would never even be able to finish his studies. On the evening of the 29th of March 1956, Juan and Alfonso were at their parents' home, Villa Giralda in Portugal. Alfonso had won a local junior golf tournament earlier on the day. His family and he himself were of course very proud of this. That same evening at 20:30 there was a loud shot heard throughout the villa. Everyone ran to the room where Juan and Alfonso were. There they found the dead body of Alfonso with next to it, his own brother, Juan Carlos I. According to Josefina Carollo, dressmaker to Juan Carlos's mother, Juan Carlos pointed the pistol at Alfonso and pulled the trigger, unaware that the pistol was loaded. Speculation immediately arose in the newspapers that this was a premeditated murder, and that Juan had deliberately killed his own brother. Just 15 minutes before the accident, Juan had been playing with a .22 caliber revolver that he apparently got from the dictator General Franco. He was a Spanish military general who led the nationalist forces in overthrowing the Second Spanish Republic. And he would later rule over Spain from 1939 to 1975 as a dictator. He was born into the upper-class military family, and served in the Spanish army as a cadet in the Toledo Infantry Academy from 1907 to 1910. While serving in Morocco, he rose through the ranks to become a brigadier general in 1926 at age 33. This made him the youngest general in all of Europe. 2 years later, Franco became the director of the General Military Academy in Zaragoza. As a conservative and monarchist, Franco regretted the abolition of the monarchy and the establishment of the Second Republic in 1931, and was devastated by the closing of his academy. His career would later be boosted after the right-wing CEDA and PRR won the 1933 election, empowering him to lead the suppression of the 1934 uprising in Asturias. Franco was briefly elevated to Chief of Army Staff before the 1936 election moved the leftist Popular Front into power. Initially reluctant, he joined the July 1936 military coup, which, after failing to take Spain, sparked the Spanish Civil War. After the death of Alfonso, speculation soon arose that Franco had purposely given the revolver to Juan. If Juan then killed his own brother, there would be unrest in Spain. This would then make it easier for Franco to take over Spain and later become dictator of Spain. What didn't make it any easier was that Francisco Franco made Juan his personal successor. At this point, it soon came back into the papers that it could very well be that Juan had murdered his own brother on that grilling night in 1956. Of course, the Spanish family would vehemently deny this again. Juan Carlos also had many supporters at this time, and no one could really believe that such a nice man could do such a thing. Juan Carlos met and consulted Franco many times and often took part in official and ceremonial state functions, standing alongside the dictator, much to the anger of hardline Republicans and more moderate liberals, who hoped that Franco's death would bring in an era of reform. During 1969 to 1975, Juan Carlos publicly supported Franco's regime. Although Franco's health worsened during those years, whenever he did appear in public, from state dinners to military parades, it was in Juan Carlos's company. Juan Carlos continued to praise Franco and his government for the economic growth and positive changes in Spain. However, as the years progressed, Juan Carlos began meeting secretly with political opposition leaders and exiles, who were fighting to bring liberal reform to the country. He also had secret conversations with his father over the telephone. Franco, for his part, remained largely oblivious to the prince's actions and denied allegations from his ministers and advisors that Juan Carlos was in any way disloyal to his vision of the regime. During periods of Franco's temporary incapacity in 1974 and 1975, Juan Carlos was acting head of state. On the 30th of October 1975, Franco gave full control to Juan Carlos. According to declassified CIA reports, During this time Juan Carlos secretly arranged meetings with Moroccan King Hassan II, the terms of the so-called Green March, the partial invasion of the Spanish Sahara by Moroccan civilians, followed by the Madrid Accords handing over the control of the territory to Morocco and Mauritania. Franco would die later that year on the 20th of November 1975, and 2 days later on the 22nd of November the Cortes Españoles proclaimed Juan Carlos King of Spain. In his address to the Cortes, Juan Carlos spoke of 3 factors: historical tradition, national laws, and the will of the people, and in so doing referred to a process dating back to the Civil War of 1936–39. He swore using the following formula: I swear to God and the Gospels to comply and enforce compliance to the fundamental laws of the realm and to remain loyal to the principles of the national movement. Partly because of these many things done behind the back, suspicion arose again in the now crowned king. Further, not much is clear about all the intentions of Francisco Franco and King Juan Carlos. What we do know is that this remains an unsolved mystery, and that we will never know if the murder was intentional, or if it really was the so-called accident. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button and turn on notifications.